We wake up every morning with a brand new chance to begin again. No matter what happened yesterday, today is untouched, pure, ready for you. And I want you to remember this, my dear. Each morning, we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. That means the moment you open your eyes, you hold in your hands the power to create. You decide how you will feel, what you will think, what you will welcome into your life. Your mornings are sacred because they set the tone for everything that follows. How you start your day is how you live your day. So before the noise of the world enters, before you pick up your phone or rush into obligations, pause, breathe, feel the gift of this new day. A simple thought in the morning can open the door to miracles. If you begin with peace, the day responds with peace. If you begin with gratitude, life rushes to give you more to be grateful for. The universe listens most closely when your heart is quiet. So let's start this day not with worry, but with intention. Let's begin by saying softly, "Today, I start my day with peace, purpose, and gratitude." Let that be your anchor, because when you start your day in harmony with life, life becomes harmonious with you. Habit 1, I love life. We forget sometimes, don't we, that being alive is the greatest gift of all. When you wake up in the morning, instead of thinking about all that you must do, think of this. You have been given another sunrise, another breath, another chance to love, to learn, to grow. So before you even step out of bed, whisper to yourself, "Good morning, life. I love you." That simple sentence changes everything. It opens your heart. It shifts your energy. It tells the universe that you are ready to receive its goodness, because life listens. Life hears your words. And when you say, "I love life," life smiles and says, "Then I love you too." It is my birthright to live fully and freely. I have said this for many years, and I mean it with all my heart. You were not born to merely survive. You were born to thrive, to experience joy, color, beauty, laughter, sunlight, to be fully present in your body, fully awake in your mind, and fully open in your heart. Every morning is a new invitation from life itself saying, "Come dance with me again." As you breathe in the morning air, feel gratitude rising in you. Gratitude that your lungs expand. Gratitude that your heart still beats. Gratitude that your soul still dreams. When you are grateful, fear cannot stay. When you are thankful, blessings multiply. Gratitude is the bridge between what you have and what you desire. You might say, "But Louise, some mornings I don't feel grateful. Some mornings I wake up tired or sad." That's okay. You can still choose gratitude even when you don't feel it fully yet, because choosing gratitude is not denial. It's direction. It's saying, "I know I can't control everything, but I can choose how I meet this day." You are powerful in that choice. Affirm with me, "I'm glad to be alive. I love life, and life loves me." Say it again and again until you feel it settling into your body. Each repetition rewires your mind toward joy. Each loving word opens a new pathway of peace. This is how you start your day with power, not by rushing, but by loving. Habit 2, I love my body. Now, as you move into your morning, I want you to meet the most loyal companion you have, your body. This beautiful vessel that has carried you through every experience of your life. It has been there when you laughed, when you cried, when you fell and got up again. Your body has never left you. It deserves your love. So before you do anything else, go to the mirror. Look into your own eyes. Yes, those eyes that have seen so much. and place your hand over your heart. Whisper, I love every inch of my body, inside and out. At first you might feel uncomfortable. You might think, I don't know if I can say that. But keep going. Because this isn't vanity. This is healing. Your body listens to your thoughts. Every cell responds to your words. When you speak with love, your cells relax. When you speak with kindness, your body begins to bloom with vitality. My body responds to my thoughts of love with vibrant health. That is not a metaphor, it's a truth. Your thoughts are messengers, and your body obeys what it hears most often. So instead of criticizing yourself for what you see in the mirror, try appreciation. Thank your eyes for seeing. Thank your hands for creating. Thank your heart for beating faithfully. Thank your legs for carrying you through life. You see, love is not just a feeling, it's an energy. And when that energy flows through you, healing follows naturally. You might have spent years being unkind to your body, comparing it, punishing it, ignoring it. But today is a new beginning. You can choose to make peace with your physical self. You can start saying, I am safe in my body. I am grateful for my body. I am one with my body. Take care of it not because you have to, but because you want to. Eat because you love yourself, not because you're afraid. Move because it brings joy, not because you feel guilt. Rest because you deserve it, not because you've earned it. As you do this every morning, you reprogram your relationship with yourself. Your reflection becomes a friend, not a critic. And soon you'll notice that when you love your body loves you back. It begins to heal faster. It holds energy better. It glows from within. Affirm it with me now. My body is healthy, radiant, and filled with peace. Feel the words ripple through you. Every affirmation is like sunlight feeding your inner garden. The more light you give, the more beauty grows. Habit 3, I flow with life. We spend so much time trying to control everything, don't we? We try to control people, situations, timing, even the way things unfold. But control is just fear in disguise. Fear that life will fail us if we don't manage it tightly. Yet what if the opposite is true? What if life is waiting to surprise you the moment you loosen your grip? Every morning, remind yourself, I let go of resistance and trust the process of life. Healing begins when you stop pushing against what is. You stop saying, it shouldn't be this way, and start whispering, maybe it's okay. You begin to flow. You begin to allow. You begin to trust that life is not against you. It is for you. I am not my parents' fears. I am not my own doubts. Isn't that powerful? You are not the patterns that were handed to you. You are not the limitations you learned. You are the awareness that can choose something new. You can choose to flow instead of fight. You can choose trust instead of control. You can choose love instead of fear. Think of water. Water doesn't struggle with the rock. It flows around it. It doesn't break itself trying to force its way. It simply moves gracefully, finding another path, and eventually it smooths even the hardest stone. That is the power of flow. That is the power of surrender. When you let go of resistance, life starts to work miracles. The right people appear. The answers arrive. The tension in your body dissolves. Your mind clears and you can finally see what was always there. Sometimes the only thing standing between you and peace is your belief that things should be different. But when you say, I trust that life knows what it's doing, everything softens. The fight ends, and peace, sweet, steady peace, fills the space where fear once lived. So as you begin your morning, notice where you're holding on too tightly. Notice where you're trying to make things happen by force. And then, breathe. Place your hand on your heart and say quietly, I flow easily with the rhythm of life. Everything is working out for my good. Say it again and again until it feels true, because it is. Life is always moving toward your highest good, even when it doesn't look like it. Even when you can't see how. You are like a river, meant to move, meant to change, meant to trust the direction. And the moment you stop resisting, you begin to float. When you flow with life, your mornings become peaceful, your days become lighter, your heart becomes open. You no longer need to control. You simply allow. You trust that whatever comes is here to teach, and whatever leaves is making room for better. We live in a world that teaches us to earn love, to prove our worth, to hustle for belonging. But the truth, my dear, is far simpler and far more beautiful. You were born worthy. You came into this life already carrying love inside you. You don't have to chase it, perform for it, or beg for it. You are it. Habit 4. I am worth loving. So many people spend their entire lives searching for love in other people's eyes, waiting for someone to tell them they matter. But real healing begins the moment you turn that love inward. You start to whisper to yourself what you've always longed to hear. I am enough. I am lovable. I am worthy. I am lovable simply because I exist. I have said these words for decades, and I still believe they hold the most important truth you could ever learn. Love is not something you have to earn. It is your natural state. When you forget that truth, you start to feel small, fearful, or unworthy. But when you remember it, everything changes. You move through life softer, more peaceful, more radiant. You stop trying to be perfect and start allowing yourself to be real. You see, perfection is a myth that keeps us imprisoned. Love doesn't wait for you to fix yourself first. Love meets you exactly where you are. It doesn't care about your mistakes, your scars, or your past. It only asks that you open the door and let it in. I want you to try something very powerful, something I have taught for many years. Go to the mirror. Look directly into your own eyes. You may feel shy or uncomfortable at first, but stay with me. Take a deep breath and say, I love you. I really, really love you. Say it gently. Say it kindly. Say it as though you were speaking to the most precious person in the world, because you are. At first, you might feel resistance. You might hear a voice in your head whispering, you can't say that. You don't mean it. But that's only the old programming, the old fear. Keep going. Look deeper. Behind those doubts is a child who has been waiting to hear those words all her life. When you say, I love you, she finally feels safe. She finally feels seen. Mirror work is not about vanity. It's about intimacy, the kind of sacred connection between you and your own heart. It's where you begin to rebuild trust with yourself. The more you practice, the more your reflection begins to soften. The more your mind begins to believe, maybe I really am lovable. When you love yourself, you stop settling for crumbs. You stop chasing those who can't see your worth. You stop apologizing for your light. You begin to attract relationships that reflect your new energy. People who respect, support, and celebrate you. Because love, like everything else, begins inside. The world mirrors your beliefs. Say this with me now. I am worthy of love and kindness. I am lovable because I exist. Feel it vibrate in your chest. Feel it warming your heart. You don't have to prove anything to deserve love. You only have to remember that you already are love. When you know that, you walk differently. You speak differently. You start to treat yourself with tenderness. You forgive faster. You let go of the need to be chosen because you realize you already are. You are chosen by life. You are loved by the universe. You are enough exactly as you are in this very breath. Habit 5, I am at peace with my age. Tell me, dear one, how do you feel about your age? Do you celebrate it or do you resist it, wishing you could turn back time? So many people live in fear of growing older, but I want to invite you to see aging through the eyes of love. Every year of your life is a blessing. Every wrinkle, every gray hair, every laugh line is a symbol of living, of surviving, learning, growing. Each year of life brings more wisdom and grace. Isn't that beautiful? You are not losing youth. You are gaining depth. You are becoming richer in experience, softer in compassion, and stronger in spirit. Age is not the enemy. It is evidence of your courage. It means you have faced storms and kept standing. It means you've laughed, cried, loved, and lived enough to gather stories in your soul. When you shift your perspective, you begin to see that growing older is not about decline. It's about expansion. You expand in understanding. You expand in patience. You expand in love. I remember telling audiences all over the world, I look forward to each new chapter of my life, because each one brings something precious, new lessons, new people, new opportunities to express love. Life is not static. It's a continuous unfolding, and every stage has its own beauty. Think of nature. The tree doesn't mourn the loss of spring when autumn arrives. It simply changes colors, becoming even more magnificent in its maturity. You too are like that tree, each season revealing a deeper beauty, a new glow. When you make peace with your age, you reclaim your energy. You stop wasting precious moments wishing to be younger, and you start using that energy to enjoy the life you have. The mind that fears aging is often the same mind that fears living fully. But when you embrace your years, you step into freedom. You can look into the mirror and say, "This is me and I am beautiful." Because beauty doesn't come from tight skin or smooth lines. It radiates from joy, wisdom, and kindness. Your smile becomes your light. Your confidence becomes your power. If you've been harsh with yourself about aging, forgive that now. You were taught to fear something that is natural. Society sells youth as perfection, but the truth is, life itself is the perfection. Every heartbeat, every sunrise, every year you are here is evidence of divine intelligence. So this morning, bless your years. Bless the paths you've walked. Bless the lessons that shaped you. Speak to your body with gratitude. Thank you for carrying me through the decades. Thank you for adapting, protecting, and sustaining me. You might want to create a morning ritual. When you see your reflection, smile and say, "I am at peace with my age. I celebrate my growth, wisdom, and vitality." Say it until it becomes a part of your truth. Because peace with your age is peace with life itself. You are not running out of time. You are ripening into your fullness. You are not fading. You are unfolding. The wisdom that lives inside you now could never have existed without the years you've lived. That is your treasure. Let's take a moment together. Place your hand over your heart, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. Feel your heartbeat, steady, wise, alive. That rhythm has been with you since the beginning. It has carried you through every year. That is your life speaking to you, saying, "Thank you for staying. Thank you for living. Thank you for still being here." Each breath you take is a new beginning. Each morning is another invitation to love yourself, not in spite of time, but because of it. Affirm once more, I am at peace with my age. I celebrate my growth, wisdom, and vitality. Let these words wash over you like warm sunlight. Let them settle into every cell. Because as you honor your years, life honors you back. When you bless your age, you bless your journey. You are not becoming less, you are becoming more alive, more compassionate, more radiant. And that, my dear, is what true beauty looks like. So walk through today with gratitude for every season you have lived and every season yet to come. Know that your age is not a number. It is a melody, a sacred song of all that you have been and all that you are still becoming. And always remember, you are timeless in spirit, ageless in love, and infinite in your worth. I want to share something with you, my dear. Something that changed my life forever. Years ago, when I was struggling with fear and uncertainty, I discovered the power of one simple thought. All is well in my world. Those 5 words became my anchor, my comfort, my quiet prayer. No matter what was happening around me, I would return to them again and again, and each time I could feel my heart soften, my breath slow, and my trust return. Because that's what truth does. It brings you home to peace. Habit 6. All is well in my world. You see, peace doesn't come from controlling everything. It doesn't come from knowing how the future will unfold. Peace comes when you learn to trust the process of life, to trust that there is a greater wisdom guiding you, even when you can't yet see it. I trust life to take care of me. That's not just an affirmation, it's a choice. A daily, moment-by-moment choice to lean into love instead of fear. The mind loves to worry. It tries to protect us by imagining every possible problem. But your soul knows something deeper, that life is kind, that the universe is wise, and that you are never truly alone. So the next time anxiety begins to whisper, pause, take a deep breath, place your hand over your heart and repeat softly, all is well in my world. Say it until your body begins to believe it. Say it until your breath steadies. Because your words are powerful. They speak directly to your nervous system. Each time you affirm peace, your body relaxes into safety. Each time you remind yourself that life is on your side, you create space for grace to enter. You don't need to know how everything will work out. You only need to know that it will. Life has already brought you through so much. Every challenge you once thought you couldn't survive, you did. And here you are, stronger, wiser, more compassionate than before. That's proof that you can trust life. Remember, everything I need comes to me in perfect time and order. You don't have to chase. You don't have to rush. You don't have to control. You only have to open your heart and allow life to unfold. Because when you say, all is well, you're not denying your problems. You're declaring your faith. You're saying, even though I don't see the full picture, I know the universe does. So, my dear, carry that phrase with you today. Whisper it in traffic. Breathe it before a meeting. Say it before you sleep. All is well in my world. Let it become your lullaby, your morning prayer, your daily medicine. Because when you truly believe that all is well, your life begins to mirror that belief. The outer world softens to match your inner peace. Habit 7. Gratitude changes everything. Now let's talk about one of my favorite subjects, gratitude. Gratitude to me is the language of the heart. It's how we say thank you to life, not only for what we have, but for what is still on its way. And here's a little secret I've learned. If you're grateful, you can't be fearful. You see, fear and gratitude cannot live in the same moment. When you are truly thankful, fear dissolves. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already here. It lifts you out of scarcity and into abundance. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about recognizing that even within imperfection there is beauty. Each morning before the day sweeps you away, I want you to take a moment and name 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be grand or impressive. They can be small and simple. The warmth of your bed, the sunlight through the window, the sound of your breath. Write them down, say them out loud, or whisper them in your heart. What matters is the feeling. When you practice gratitude daily, your energy changes. You begin to see more things to be grateful for. Life starts showing you blessings you didn't notice before, because what you focus on expands. If you look for love, you'll find it. If you look for reasons to smile, they'll appear. Gratitude turns your attention toward what's good, and in doing so, it multiplies your good. I've always said, gratitude is the doorway to abundance. And it truly is. It opens your heart to receive more. When you say thank you, the universe hears you and says, here, have a little more. Because gratitude is the vibration of receiving. It tells life that you are ready, that you are open, that you trust its timing. Let's say this together. I am thankful for all the blessings I see and those I don't yet see. Feel the meaning of those words. There are blessings still forming, miracles still blooming, opportunities still preparing to meet you. Just because you can't see them yet doesn't mean they're not on their way. When you live in gratitude, you begin to realize that abundance is not something outside of you. It's a state of being. It's the quiet joy that comes from saying, I already have enough. I already am enough. And from that energy, more beauty flows into your life effortlessly. So as you move through your day, practice small moments of thankfulness. Thank your meal before you eat it. Thank your body for carrying you. Thank the lessons, even the hard ones. Each thank you is a prayer that brings you closer to peace. Habit 8. Mirror talk and positive self-talk. I want to share with you one of the most transformative practices I've ever taught. Mirror work. You've heard me speak about it before, and I still believe it's one of the simplest, most profound ways to change your life. Because, my dear, the way you talk to yourself matters. Every morning, before the world begins to tell you who you should be, I want you to tell yourself who you are. Go to the mirror, look into your eyes. You might see tiredness, doubt, or even pain, but look a little deeper. Behind all of that, there's a soul that longs to be seen, heard, and loved. Most of us have spent years criticizing ourselves. We've repeated harsh words until they became our truth. But as I always say, you have been criticizing yourself for years, and it hasn't worked. Try approving of yourself and see what happens. So today, start by saying something kind. Look at yourself and whisper, I'm proud of you. Or you're doing your best. Or simply, I love you. Don't wait until you feel perfect. Speak love to yourself now, especially when it's hard. Because the more you practice kind self-talk, the more your mind begins to feel safe in your presence. Think of your inner voice as a garden. Harsh words are weeds. Kind words are flowers. Every time you speak gently to yourself, you plant a seed of peace, and soon, that peace grows strong roots. You begin to think differently. You respond to life differently. You stop needing others to validate you. because you've already learned to validate yourself. When you talk to yourself with love, you change the vibration of your entire being. Your body relaxes, your heart opens, your energy lifts, and the world responds accordingly, because the world always mirrors how we treat ourselves. If your inner voice has been unkind, it's okay. You can start over right now. You can choose new words. You can speak to yourself the way you would speak to a dear friend. Every word of kindness is a step toward healing. Say this with me now, slowly and tenderly. I speak kindly to myself. My words create peace in my mind. Feel that. Let it sink in. Your words are creating a sanctuary inside you. Habit 9, visualization and intention. Before you step into your day, take a moment to close your eyes and see the kind of day you want to create. Not in a rushed or forced way, but in a soft, loving way. Let your imagination become a tool of healing. You are the artist of your own experience, and your thoughts are the brush strokes. I've always said, see it, feel it, believe it. Visualization is not pretending. It's remembering what is possible. When you wake up before touching your phone, picture your day unfolding with ease and grace. See yourself calm and confident, moving through conversations with kindness. See your body strong, your mind clear, your heart open. Don't just imagine the picture, feel it. Feel the joy of being in that energy. Feel the peace of everything flowing smoothly. Feel the gentle rhythm of a life that supports you. The more you feel it, the faster it becomes real. When you start your day by setting an intention, you give your mind direction. Instead of reacting, you begin to create. So whisper this. Today unfolds with ease and grace. Feel those words wrap around you like morning sunlight. You don't need to know how everything will happen. You only need to know that you are aligning with peace. Habit 10, smile and release control. Now, as you prepare to step fully into your day, I want you to do something very simple. Smile. A soft, honest smile. That one small act tells your body it's safe to relax. It tells your mind, we're okay. It tells life, I'm open to receive. You see, your smile is a form of surrender. It's how you tell the universe, I'm no longer fighting the flow, I trust. I let go and let life guide me. When you stop clenching your hands around outcomes, life begins to place miracles in them. The moment you stop pushing, things begin to align. The moment you stop worrying, doors begin to open. Each morning is a new beginning, a chance to love, to heal, to shine. And here you are, my dear, standing at the doorway of a brand new day. The past has already released you. The future is waiting patiently. All that exists now is this breath, this moment, this chance to live with intention. Remember, happiness is not a destination. It is a morning habit. It's a choice you make each time you wake up and say, I love life. I love myself. I trust the process. Start every morning with love, and life will mirror that love back to you. Start every morning with peace, and peace will follow you through the hours. Start every morning with gratitude, and blessings will overflow. Listen to this message for 30 mornings, and something inside you will begin to change, gently, quietly, beautifully. Because repetition creates belief, and belief creates life. So as you go into your day, carry these truths in your heart. You are worthy, you are loved, you are guided, and always, always remember, all is well in your world.